Hello everyone, I am Delia and you're watching Delia Cooks. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'll be making a pasta salad. It's a tuna pasta salad. It's a cold salad, perfect for these hot summer days. So let me show you the ingredients you're going to need. First thing you're going to need, of course, is the pasta. I picked up this whole wheat pasta, and this is a great value brand. You can use any kind of pasta you want. It doesn't have to be whole wheat. I just decided to make it in whole wheat this time around, but usually I make it just with regular pasta. Any pasta shape will do, as long as it's not spaghetti, fettuccine, or linguine. None of those long stringy pastas. Anything that has little grooves or anything like that is perfect. I prefer usually make it with the shells, but they didn't have the wheat one, and so I decided to go with this one. This is just as good. It's got all those little grooves where the pasta, the tuna salad is going to be going into all those little nooks and crannies. So this is perfect. So I picked up this box. This is a pound. I'm not sure if we're gonna use the whole thing or just a little of it. So yeah, so you need some pasta, of course, mayo, very important, and mustard, and some olives, some dill relish or pickles, dill pickles, no sweet, dill pickles. Also the olives, I picked up the ones that are already diced, only just to simplify the dish, make it faster and easier. You can pick up the whole olives and then you can chop them yourself, but just to save some time, I usually get these. I try to pick out some of the pimento. I don't want that much pimento, but it really doesn't matter. It's just as good with or without it. And like I said, the dill relish, or if you want to get the whole pickles, you want to get the whole pickles, that's fine too. You'll have to do a lot of chopping, and so I just want to eliminate that step of, chopping all those pickles and chopping all those olives. So I went with this, and of course the mustard, the mayo, some lemon for a little extra kick, a little extra flavor, and celery, your choice. I'm gonna put 3, and we're gonna chop these really fine. And of course, the star of the dish is the tuna. I picked up the albacore white tuna only because I like the presentation better, but any tuna will do. You can use the can. Just drain out all the liquid. You can get the water, you can get the oil, whichever one you like. Just make sure you drain it really good, because you don't want all that extra watery mess watering down the mayo and the mustard. So you want to keep it a little thick. So I picked up the one in the package that has no extra juice. I mean, it's still gonna have a little bit, but not as much as the can. But I picked up this, and I'm gonna use the whole container or the whole package of the tuna because I love it with a lot of tuna. And black pepper to taste, salt if you want it. I don't put any salt in this only because, I don't feel the need for it, because the olives have a lot of salt and the dill relish has a lot of salt. So that, for me, the taste is perfect just the way it is. But if you like it with some salt before you serve it, taste it, and if you feel you want to put some salt, by all means, you go ahead and do that. So right now, I'm gonna get my pasta going, and pretty much just follow the directions on the package. That's exactly how I'm gonna do it. And yeah, so let's head on to the stove to get this pasta going, okay? Okay, so I am here already with my water boiling for the pasta. I'm gonna go ahead, before I add my pasta, I'm gonna add some sea salt. I'm just gonna grab, sorry for all the steam, you guys. I'm just gonna grab just a big old pinch of sea salt. On the instructions it says to cook with a teaspoon of salt. I'm adding sea salt, and just to flavor the water and the pasta when it comes out. And all the water is going to be drained out, so whatever flavor the pasta gets from the water, that's all the flavor the pasta is going to have. I'm also going to add a little drizzle of olive oil, just so that when the pasta comes out, I don't want it to be all sticky, you know. So just a little olive oil to the water, and that's it. My water is ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and add. I'm gonna add the whole container of pasta. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna use all of it in the salad, but we'll see. So I'm gonna just go ahead and stir it a little bit, and I'm gonna let it cook. The box says to cook it for 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer for 10 minutes. I'll check it at 10 minutes. If it's ready, then I'll take it out, drain it, and if not, then I'll let it cook to the, I guess, the full time of 12 minutes. So let's let it cook for the 10 minutes, and we'll move on to the chopping of the celery and take it from there. Okay, so here I have the celery. I'm gonna just cut it. This is how I usually cut it. Okay, I just cut it in half, and then I cut thin little sticks, matchsticks, pretty much, because I want to have a crunch, but I don't want big, humongous pieces. I don't want to be, you know, having to fight through big old celery sticks or celery chunks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it into little, like I said, little matchsticks, as thin as I can. And I'm not gonna put it in the food processor. I mean, you can if you want to. I personally don't like to do it because it loses a lot of its liquid. A lot of the liquid comes out when you put it in the processor, and I don't want all that extra juice. And like I said, I like a little crunch. I do. I love the crunch. So I'm gonna try to cut it as thin as I can. You can add as much celery as you want. I think 3 of these celery sticks will do. And at this point, I don't know if I'm going to use all of it, but I do like a lot of celery. It just depends. If I'm going to use the whole box of the pasta, then I'll probably put all of it. But if at the end I decide just to not to make the whole box, because it all depends on the on this right here. So if I feel like there's a lot of tuna taste into the amount that I'm making, then that'd be sufficient. I didn't want to make too much. I just want to make, you know, just a small batch, just to give you an idea. This is one of my favorite salads also in the summer. And this is another request that I always get when I go to families' homes, or my family, when I go visit my family, they're barbecuing, or I get invited to a barbecue or to any kind of party or a function at work or anything like that. Everybody requests for me to make this pasta tuna salad. And now this salad, I learned it from my mother. May she rest in peace. She taught me this salad, and I have no idea how she came across this salad. Honestly, I don't. And growing up, she would make this, and it is so good. This is something that's very addictive. You get a little bit and you have to go back for seconds because it's so good. And during the summertime, I mean, anytime the salad is good, but I prefer to eat it during the summertime because it just goes down very, very, very refreshing, nice, and it cools you down on a hot summer day. And so I love the salad. This is one of my favorites. And usually you can eat it just like that with a fork, or you can have some crackers, maybe some saltines, or just by itself. It is a very delicious, refreshing, satisfying salad. So this is how the celery is gonna look like. I'm gonna try to get all of it. I'm gonna chop all of it because I can always use it for something else. So we'll see if I end up putting everything, or maybe just putting half or less, or all of it. We'll see. But I'm gonna continue chopping the rest of my celery, and I'll see you guys when I get done with all the chopping. So we'll move on to the pasta in a second and go check it out. Okay guys, we are at the 10-minute mark cooking the pasta. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. It's ready. It's perfect for me. This is exactly how I wanted it. I don't want it too mushy because I want it to have some consistency, but I still don't want it al dente where it's a little hard. This is just a perfect consistency. I already tasted it and it's perfect. It's got enough salt in there to where it's got taste. And all I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and drain all the water, and I'm gonna go ahead and let it cool before we add any of the other ingredients. So far 10 minutes was more than enough time, perfect timing. I'm gonna go ahead and really quick take it out of the heat and drain it, and we'll take it from there. So I have my pasta already draining here. It's almost all finished draining, but I've got it cooling down, and I do add ice to it because I want it to be fast. You don't have to do this process. I didn't add any water or anything like that. It's just I added some ice cubes, and so like that it can get cooler faster. You do not want it to have any heat or any temperature. You want it completely cold before you add your mayo and your mustard. If not, then that's going to ruin the whole dish. So make sure it's completely cool. Now if you don't want to add the ice, what you can do is you can probably refrigerate it for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or so, and just continue stirring it in the refrigerator while you have it sitting in a bowl, and so it can get cool all throughout. And what I'm doing right here, I'm just shaking it to make sure that, you know, the ones on the bottom, the pasta that's sitting on the bottom comes up to the top, just rotating it so it can completely get cooled all throughout. But right now I'm just going to let it sit here for another couple more minutes, another 3 or 4 minutes. If I feel that I need to put more ice, then I will. And it's still a little warm, so, but it came out beautiful. And I want this consistency because I don't want it to tear apart once I start mixing the tuna and all the rest of the ingredients. So I'm gonna let it sit here for 5 more minutes or so, and then we'll get going with the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so I've got my tuna here. I'm gonna go ahead and empty it in this bowl right here. And I'm gonna try to break it apart as best as I can, because I don't want big chunks in my salad. I want it to spread out equally throughout my pasta. So I'm just gonna go ahead and break it apart as best as I can. You can use a fork, a spoon, whatever you want, and break it nice and make it nice and fluffy. And once again, this is the white albacore tuna. It's a little wider. The meat's a little wider than the one you usually get in a can, the regular one, because they sell this one in a can as well. This is what I prefer, the white one, but the darker one tastes just as good. It's the flavor is still there, and it really, at the end, it really doesn't make any difference whatsoever. The taste is going to be there just as good. So here we go. And the celery, I ended up using only 2. And I've got an extra one, but that's okay because I can always use this for something else, for another one of my dishes. I'm fine with that. So I think this is pretty well broken apart. Once you add the mayo and the tuna, all that's gonna break it apart even more. So I'm not worried about that. So now to this, I'm gonna add my celery. And I might not even use the whole 2. I might just use maybe like 1.5 or so. We'll see. I'll keep checking. Now remember, if you use the canned tuna, make sure you drain it very, very well. You don't want any liquid going into this because it's going to make it too liquidy, too runny once you add the mayo. So this is what it's going to look like. Now I am going to add just a little bit of lemon just to cut back on the tuna. Just a little, not a lot. Okay, that's enough. That's perfect right there. And I'm also going to add some pepper, black pepper, ground black pepper. And this is probably about a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. And then I'm going to add my relish, dill relish. This is about a heaping tablespoon. And I'm going to add the rest. It's probably about half of a tablespoon. Add as much or as little. If you're not a fan of pickles, dill pickles, then add less. But the dill pickles does give it a very, very nice flavor. But if you're not a fan, you can add very little. Or if you want to leave it out, by all means, you can. And then olives. Green olives. Oh my God, I love green olives. If you're a fan, like me, you add as much as you want. But make sure you drain what you're going to put in here. Drain out all the liquid. This was about 3 tablespoons of olives. So I have about maybe a half a tablespoon left. You know what? I'm going to add all of it. It's 3 tablespoons. Heaping tablespoons. I love olives, so I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. And all the juice from the dill relish is making it a little bit juicy, but still there's no, you can see down here, there's no liquid. It's exactly how I want it to look. Okay, so basically this is turning to be kind of like a tuna salad. Now I'm gonna add some mustard. I'm gonna add just like a teaspoon of mustard, and then to that I'm going to add my mayo. I'm using the Heinz real mayonnaise. This is really good mayonnaise. I love it. It's nice and thick. So yeah, I'm not going to measure the mayo. That's probably about half a cup right there. I'm gonna add about a cup because I do want my pasta salad to be nice and creamy. Now it is gonna go a long way, so don't be like terrified, scared of the mayo. I love mayo. I know a lot of people don't, but I love mayo. So at this point, as you can see, it's very creamy. And now for tuna sandwiches, if you would want to just do a tuna salad right here, of course, add less mayo. But you can add boiled eggs at this point and turn it into a tuna salad for sandwiches. Of course, a lot less mayo. But since this is gonna be added to my pasta, the pasta actually is gonna absorb all of the juices that are in here. Now, the best way to eat the salad is by probably making it like at night and having it the next day for lunch to let all these flavors incorporate and let the pasta absorb all the flavors, and it is to die for, you guys. Right here I feel like there's enough olives, there's enough relish and celery. This is just the perfect consistency. So let me get my pasta ready and go check on it and see if it's ready, nice and chilled, and so we can add this beautiful consistency right here, this beautiful concoction that I've made. So let's go check on the pasta. Here's my pasta, all cooled off, nice and chilled, and drained. There is absolutely no liquid in here, completely drained. And yeah, nice and cool. That's what you want. Now, if you don't want to wait for the ice to melt or whatever, mine still had some ice left, so I just picked it out. Just make sure you pick all your ice. Now, you cool your pasta however you prefer. This might not be the perfect way to cool it off, but for me it works. So that's how I did mine. I'm gonna go ahead and add about half of the mix to start. I did not put the whole box of the pasta in here, only because I guess the bowl is not big enough. I should have gotten a bigger bowl, but I just want to show you you know, more or less how to prepare this pasta. Now, if you have a bigger bowl, you can do the whole thing. There's going to be plenty of this tuna salad left for a whole box. There's enough for a whole box, I should say. And yeah, this one overnight, like I said, it's gonna be so delicious, because like I said, the pasta is gonna absorb, it will absorb all the mix, and it is so good, you guys, once it's nice and chilled. I hope you guys get to make it. If you do, let me know if you liked it. It's very easy, very simple, doesn't take a long time, very quick as well to make. Just make sure you prep all your, especially if you buy the pickle relish, the dill pickle relish, and the olives. Well, that's gonna save you time in chopping all that. But if you like chopping the olives and all that, I mean, you can buy the queen size ones if you are a fan of the green olives like I am, and add those huge ones. Just make sure you cut them into, you know, smaller pieces, or I usually leave them round like the way these were, but this right here absolutely saved me a lot of time by having the olives already sliced and the pickles nicely chopped. And so yeah, this is it. This is all there is to it. Doesn't take, like I said, doesn't take a lot of time. Very easy to prepare. We're very, very flavorful, very delicious. Just always keep in mind that if you're gonna take it somewhere, it's gonna travel with you, either to a party, to a picnic. Always make sure you keep it nice and chilled, because it does have mayo, and you don't want to get sick from eating, you know, a dish that has mayo that's been sitting out in the sun or in the heat for too long. So keep it nice and chilled the whole time. And this is a very delicious and fast recipe. So let's go ahead and plate it and give it a try. Okay, so here we have the finished product. Look at that deliciousness right there. So, so, so delicious. Remember, keep it chilled, and if you refrigerate it overnight or a couple of hours, the flavors are going to intensify into the pasta. The pasta is just going to absorb all the flavors. So let's give this a try. This is one of my favorite salads, like I said. Oh my god, the flavors, it's like the minute you put the pasta, the pasta and all this into your mouth is gonna start watering. This is so good. Okay, so here we go. Oh my god, this is so good. If you're a fan of pickles, olive, celery, mayo, pasta, you're gonna love it. I hope you guys try it. Give it a try. It's not hard to make, very easy and quick. Very quick. So this is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, so like that, every time I upload a recipe, you'll be able to go get it really quick. Leave me your comments, share the video, and if you like the recipe, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next recipe. Bye, everyone.